Hi folks, DeeDee here. I had what I thought was a super great idea to kind of experiment here with one of Donna Downey's new stencils, and don't worry, all the supplies will be in the supply list below and on the blog. I have here a piece of Yupo paper, and I have a piece of felt and some alcohol inks. And I have alcohol ink in yellow. I've also chosen a green and a pink. That's what you get right now. I will have the specifics later. And now the piece of felt that I have is kind of a teal color. I do have white felt somewhere. I just couldn't find it. But felt is really awesome for applying alcohol ink because the weave in it is really wide, and the alcohol ink goes in to the felt and then comes back out on whatever you're using it on. And you can get like a fancy handle if you want, but I just keep felt around and then just fold it into a square. And you can see how I do it right here. I started by coloring kind of the petals of this really gorgeous, well, I'm going to call it a flower. I would normally call it a daisy, but I don't want to call it something that it's not. So I'll get the name of that for you. But I started by coloring the petals of the flower yellow with a little bit of green. And then I really kind of oomphed up the seed area of the flower with a pink and a little bit of yellow, and then I did the stem green. And I have been, I mean, I get inspiration from a ton of people, and I have really been using a lot of graphite lately, putting that back into my projects, kind of from my sketching days, I guess I could say. And so I've used a graphite pencil to do a little bit of writing on my journal page, and then I splattered some ink, or yeah, some alcohol ink. I thought that that would be fun, and it's kind of drawing the color that's in the flower out to some other areas of the page. And then I got out a fine liner brush. It's like a script brush by Simply Simmons, and I dipped it in some alcohol, some 95% alcohol, not alcohol solution because I don't have that. Of course I don't. Exactly when I need it, I don't have it. And so it's just 95% alcohol, and like what you keep in your medicine cabinet. And I dipped my brush in that and then splattered that around the page, and that made the alcohol bleed and create a void where it had been. And it's really cool. So I let that dry, and the really great thing is it dries very quickly on top of Yupo paper. I put down the stencil back where it had been, and I traced the areas of the petals. I really wanted them to be more prominent and to have more life to them. I really love the application of the color, but I just felt that they were a little bit dull. So I put that back and I traced the kind of the inner edge of each petal with the same graphite pencil that I did some writing with. And then I am now going back and kind of scribbling and adding in some texture and shading. So it's as if the petals were coming up and then kind of folding inside. And it's I don't know. I don't have a reason. It's just something I wanted to do. I liked how it looked, and I did it, and it's great. Oh, there I go. I'm splattering a little bit of the alcohol ink specifically now so that I have some smaller splatters around, both the green and the yellow. And the colors might be lettuce and butterscotch. I'm not exactly sure. But I was having fun experimenting with some alcohol inks on the Yupo, and I am I'm glad that I did it because I'm definitely going to keep doing it and kind of see exactly where it takes me. Just refining some edges and kind of, I'm pressing quite a bit harder with the graphite pencil now, and it's really creating some intensity that I felt my page was lacking. Just going over some of those areas I've been in before, and then I'm going to use the pencil to kind of scribble a little bit around some of the splatters just to add some graphite, kind of spread it out a little bit in the background of the page. I add a little bit to the writing, and then I'll also draw a border, and I will write around that giant splatter that's in the top left corner. You can see me now that I'm putting dots in and kind of scribbling and drawing some little circles around some of those splatters. Oh yeah, and I forgot, I did also the The inside of a flower, right where the seeds are, is usually called a stamen, and I don't know if that's correct on this type of a flower because this is kind of more of a big bulbous thing, but maybe that's because there's a bunch of little seeds there, kind of all gathered, kind of like a sunflower maybe. But so I kind of brought that together and darkened that with the graphite pencil as well. Here you can see me sketching or writing around the outside of that kind of really fun splatter that's happening on the left. And then I'm just going to draw in the border, and it's just a sketchy border. Kind of helps bring everything together. And that's it. So experimenting on some Yupo paper. Alcohol inks do work with stencils, and it works fairly well. If you'd like to give that a try, I would love to see your interpretation. See you in the next one. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe here and check out all the other Stencil Mania videos that we have going on for Donna. And find me, too, on YouTube. DeeDee Catron, DeeDeeCatron. Subscribe to my channel, too. Thank you.